Welcome to The Explainer. We're diving into a life that honestly sounds like something out of a myth, a Nigerian prince who is destined for tradition but instead crossed an ocean to become a pioneering heart surgeon in America. This is the incredible story of Professor Samuel Adebonojo.
So, at 87 years old, this is how Professor Adebonojo chose to frame his entire life. It's such a powerful statement, isn't it? It tells you right away that this journey isn't just about success. No, it's a story defined by immense struggle, by deep faith, and by a relentless, incredible perseverance.
Okay, so let's start where he starts his own story, looking back from this unique vantage point of 87 years. Just imagine the kind of perspective you'd gain from a lifetime that saw the world completely transform around you.
He writes about this time not with fear, but with this profound sense of purpose. For him, these later years weren't just an ending. They were this crucial period for reflection, for making peace with his past, and for expressing just immense gratitude for a life that was, by any measure, truly extraordinary.
Now, to really understand his journey, we have to go back to where it all began. And we're not just talking about a different time period here. We're talking about a completely different world, a world where tradition and science were basically on a collision course.
Just think about it for a second. He was born into royalty, a prince whose father was a king. His early world was this incredible mix of ancient Nigerian tradition and the encroaching modernity of the British Empire. It was a place where things like steamships and sacred rituals existed right alongside each other.
And this is where that tradition really took center stage. For years, the story of his father's death was rooted in mysticism. The belief was that the king had committed a sacrilege by looking inside his mystical beaded crown, an act forbidden by tradition that was said to have sealed his fate.
But then you fast forward decades, and Professor Adebonojo, now armed with a world-class medical education, looks back at that family tragedy with a surgeon's eye. He connected the symptoms his father experienced and realized the cause wasn't a curse, it was a disease. Untreated type 2 diabetes, a medical reality hidden inside a powerful myth.
This number, 77%, represents the collision of those two worlds. He discovered that a dominant gene for diabetes had been passed down to a staggering 77% of his father's 13 children. So here was this stark scientific fact that finally solved a puzzle that had been explained by mysticism for decades.
So next up, we're going to follow this young prince as his path leads him thousands of miles from home, from a royal compound in Nigeria all the way to the bustling streets of the United States.
His educational path was a steady climb. But the real turning point was something totally unexpected. Get this, as part of his agriculture class, he had to bring cow dung to school for fertilizer. Well, his mother, a successful and proud woman, found the odor and the whole situation to be a hardship, so she decided right then and there to send him to a different school in Lagos, a move that unknowingly set him on the path to America. It's wild how life works, right?
And this quote just captures his arrival in America perfectly. Picture this. He's stepping out of JFK Airport in 1959, and an automatic door slides open for him. He turns to his brother in genuine astonishment and asks, "How did they know I am a prince?" It's a funny, but also really profound moment that symbolizes his entry into a world of technology he couldn't have even imagined.
You see, this journey wasn't just about crossing oceans. It was also about navigating the powerful currents of family expectations. He really had to forge his own path, even if it meant going against the wishes of those closest to him. So his mother, the same one who sent him away over cow dung, had a very specific plan for his future. With two older sons already becoming doctors, she pictured him studying pharmacy to complete the family's medical team. But he felt a different pull. To him, pharmacy just didn't offer the challenge he craved. His true calling was the far more demanding path of medicine itself.
And that decision led him right to the title of his autobiography, Precious Hearts in My Hands, and into the high-stakes world of cardiothoracic surgery. His life became a testament to what that choice really demanded. He operated on the heart and lungs, these delicate organs where there is absolutely no margin for error. It meant standing for hours on end, sacrificing family holidays, and offering a quiet prayer before every single major case. He called it a strenuous joy, a powerful description of work that was grueling, yet so deeply fulfilling.
And despite the immense personal cost, he never second-guessed his choice. He writes that his answer was always a resounding yes. And that tells you everything you need to know. For him, surgery wasn't just a job, it was his identity, his purpose.
So, looking back on this incredible journey from prince to surgeon, what are the core lessons he leaves us with?
Well, it all boils down to two fundamental pillars of his life: unwavering faith and the power of community.
He credits his unwavering faith for carrying him through every single obstacle. This wasn't just a casual belief, it was his compass. It was the assurance about what we do not see that gave him the strength to take risks, to endure hardships, and to keep moving forward, even when the path was totally unclear.
And this is perhaps his most powerful lesson. He was fiercely aware that his incredible achievements were not his alone. He saw himself as standing on the shoulders of his family, his mentors, and the friends who supported him along the way. You know, the people who held the ladder steady while he climbed.
And so his story leaves us with this question to reflect on. It's a legacy that challenges us to look at our own successes, our own strengths, and to recognize the people who helped lift us up. A powerful final thought from a prince, a surgeon, and a true pioneer.